Contents of lecture number 13 are evaluating symmetric functions of roots of a quadratic equation in terms of its coefficients, and then formation of quadratic equation from given roots. So let's start with the first one, that is evaluation of the given symmetric functions. Question number 2 of exercise 2.4 is, if alpha beta are roots of the equation 4x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0, then find the values of 1 divided by alpha square beta plus 1 divided by alpha beta square. Now the equation is given to us, that is 4x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. So we will start with the comparison with standard form of the quadratic equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. We just get a is equal to 4, b is equal to minus 5 and c is equal to 6. Also, alpha and beta are given to be the roots of this particular given quadratic equation. So we will find sum of roots, that is alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. While putting the values of b and a, we just get alpha plus beta is equal to 5 by 4. Students, in order to evaluate this particular symmetric function or any symmetric function, we will be given a quadratic equation and we will find the sum and the product of roots of the given quadratic equation, and those values of sum and product of roots will be used to evaluate the given symmetric function. So this alpha plus beta will be put in the simplified form of the given symmetric function, but first we will simplify it. Next is the turn of finding the product of roots. Product of roots, that is alpha beta is equal to c by a. While putting the values of alpha beta is equal to c by a, we will put the values of c and a. We just get 6 divided by 4, which will become 3 divided by 2. Now 1 divided by alpha square beta plus 1 divided by alpha beta square can be simplified by taking out the common factor, that is 1 divided by alpha beta. So inside the bracket we will be left with 1 divided by alpha plus 1 divided by beta. By adding 1 divided by alpha and 1 divided by beta, we will just get alpha plus beta divided by alpha beta. Now we have replaced this alpha beta by the value 3 by 2, and here in this bracket we will put the values of alpha plus beta and alpha beta. After putting their values, we just get 2 divided by 3 into 5 by 4 divided by 3 by 2. Now 1 divided by 3 by 2 becomes 2 by 3 by using the identity, that is, if a divided by b divided by c by d is equal to a by b multiplied by d by c, this sign of division can be converted into sign of multiplication if we reciprocate the fraction right after the division sign. So a by b, in place of a by b we just have 1, and in place of c by d we have 3 by 2. So 1 divided by 3 by 2 will become 1 multiplied by 2 by 3, and it will become 2 by 3. Now after multiplying the terms inside the bracket and whatever is there outside the bracket, we just get 5 divided by 9. So 5 divided by 9 is the value of 1 divided by alpha square beta plus 1 divided by alpha beta square. So it is the value of the given or the required symmetric function. Now question number 2 of exercise 2.4 is, if alpha beta are the roots of the equation 4x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0, then find the values of alpha square by beta plus beta square by alpha. Students, at first we just did part 3 of exercise 2.4, and now is the turn of part 4 of exercise 2.4 of the same question, that is question number 2. So it would be convenient to find out the sum and the product of roots just for once, and we may use it for the other parts as well. But here we have done it again for part 4, but it can be done in the way if we just find the sum and the product of roots once, and then we will just use the values. Here we will again start with the comparison and get the values of a, that is equal to 4, b is equal to -5, and c is equal to 6. Also, we have been given that alpha beta are the roots of the given equation. So sum of roots is equal to minus b by a. After putting the values of b and a, we just get minus into -5 whole divided by 4, which will be equal to 5 by 4. Now is the turn of finding the product of roots again, that is c by a is equal to 6 by 4 is equal to 3 by 2. Now we are going to evaluate the given symmetric function, that is alpha square by beta plus beta square by alpha. For this we will have to add these two and we'll get alpha cube plus beta cube whole divided by alpha beta. Students, we evaluated alpha square plus beta square by using the formula of alpha plus beta whole square is equal to alpha square plus beta square plus 2 alpha beta, and we shifted 2 alpha beta towards the other side and just got the values of alpha square plus beta square. Similarly, in order to find out the value of alpha cube plus beta cube, we will use the formula of alpha plus beta whole cube. After using the formula of alpha plus beta whole cube, we just get alpha plus beta whole cube is equal to alpha cube plus beta cube plus 3 alpha beta into alpha plus beta. While shifting 3 alpha beta into alpha plus beta towards the other side, we just get the value of alpha cube plus beta cube. So the value of alpha cube plus beta cube is written right after this one, that is alpha plus beta whole cube minus 3 alpha beta into alpha plus beta is equal to alpha cube plus beta cube. So we have put the value of alpha cube plus beta cube in the next step. So it is now of the form that we may use or we may put the values of alpha plus beta and alpha beta to evaluate the given symmetric function. After putting the values of alpha beta and alpha plus beta, we just get 125 minus 360 whole divided by 64 multiplied 2 by 3. Once again we have used the identity, that is a divided by b, a by b divided by c by d is equal to a divided by b multiplied d divided by c. Here we have reciprocated this 3 divided by 2 and it became 2 divided by 3. After further calculation, we just get minus 235 divided by 96. So it is the value of the required symmetric function, which was alpha square by beta plus beta square by alpha, and it is equal to minus 235 divided by 96. Now is the turn of question number 3. If alpha beta are the roots of the equation x square plus mx plus n is equal to 0, then find the values of alpha cube beta square plus alpha square beta cube. Once again we will start the comparison of the given equation with the standard form of the quadratic equation, and we will get a is equal to l, b is equal to m, and c is equal to n. Now again we have been given that alpha beta are the roots of the given equation. So the sum of roots will be alpha plus beta. From the formula point of view, it is minus b by a. Now putting the values of b and a in the given formula, we just get minus m by l, which is the value of alpha plus beta, and will be used to evaluate the given symmetric function in the simplified form. Now alpha plus beta is equal to minus m by l. Similarly, we will find the product of roots by putting the values of c and a, and will get n by l. Now alpha cube beta square plus alpha square beta cube can be simplified by taking out the common factor, that is alpha square beta square. We may observe over here that alpha square beta square can be written as alpha beta whole square. So we will write it as alpha beta whole square into alpha plus beta. Now we can easily put the values of alpha beta and alpha plus beta to evaluate this symmetric function. So it will become n by L whole square into minus m by L. After their multiplication we just get minus mn square whole divided by L cube. So the value of the required symmetric function, that is alpha cube beta square plus alpha square beta cube, is equal to minus mn square whole divided by L cube. Now is the turn of formation of quadratic equations. That is, at first we were given the quadratic equations and we just found out their solution, that is, we just found the roots or the values of x. That was the variable involved in particular quadratic equations. Now we will have to do the opposite thing, or we will have to solve the sums, or we will have to derive the equations in the opposite way. That is, here the roots of the equation will be given to us, and with the help of those roots we will find out the quadratic equation of which these roots belongs to. Now let alpha beta be the roots of the quadratic equation. Then we know that the roots of the quadratic equations or roots of any equation are the values of the variable involved in that particular equation. So here, since we know that quadratic equation involves usually x, so the roots or the values of x may be alpha and beta, since we have supposed that alpha beta be the roots of the quadratic equation. If we shift alpha and beta towards the other side of the equation, we just get x minus alpha is equal to 0 and x minus beta is equal to 0. Since we have already discussed that we will go in the opposite way of solving the quadratic equation, that is, in the quadratic equation we just wrote these factors in the possibility section separately. Now we will have these factors separately as the two different equations. We are going to multiply them to find out the required quadratic equation. That is, x minus alpha into x minus beta is equal to 0 will be multiplied to each other, and we will get x square minus alpha x minus beta x plus alpha beta is equal to 0. While taking out the negative sign common out of these two terms, we will just get x square minus alpha plus beta into x. We have also taken out x as a common factor. Now alpha plus beta is the sum of the two roots which were given to us as the roots of the required quadratic equation. So alpha beta is the product, so we can replace this equation by x square minus into sum of x plus product of the given roots to find out the required quadratic equation. So it was the first condition, that is, if roots of the equation are given to us, we can easily find out the quadratic equation to which the given roots belong to by simply using this particular formula. Next is the turn of establishing the formula, that is x square minus bracket sum of roots into x plus product of roots is equal to 0. For this we will be having the second condition, that is, at first we just discussed that if roots are given to us, we can find out the quadratic equation to which the roots belong to. Now we have been given the equation. With the help of this we will find out the required quadratic equation. One equation will be given to us, and by using the coefficient of this particular equation we will find out the required equation. Now let alpha beta be the roots of the quadratic equation. Now which quadratic equation these alpha beta as a root belong to? It is a standard form, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Then we know that the sum of roots will be equal to minus b by a, as we have done the formula for the sum of roots, and the product of roots will be equal to c by a, that is, we have done the formula for the product of roots as well. We can rewrite the given equation in the simplified form as x square plus b by x plus c by x square plus b by a into x plus c by a is equal to 0. We have divided a by each and every element of the standard form of a quadratic equation. Now b by a, since we know that minus b by a is the value of alpha plus beta and c by a is the value of alpha beta, so we can replace this equation by x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta. Here we have plus b by a, so this minus into minus b by a will be plus b by a. So x square minus bracket alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta is equal to 0 is the required formula which we can use to find out the required quadratic equation if another quadratic equation is given to us. We can simply write sum of roots in place of alpha plus beta and product of roots in place of alpha beta in order to use the formula in more authentic form. Similarly, if we just write this sum of roots by simply or shortly s and product of roots by p, we will be having x square minus sx plus p is equal to 0. Exercise 2.5 question number 1. Write the quadratic equations having following roots. So we will use the first condition, that is, if the roots are given to us, we can find out the quadratic equation to which the roots belong to. Here we have the two roots as 3 plus under root 2 and 3 minus under root 2. We just find out the sum of roots as x. This plus under root 2 and this minus under root 2 will cancel out each other and we will be left with 3 plus 3 which is equal to 6. Now is the product of roots. We are going to find out the product of these two roots by using simple formula, that is a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. It will become 3 square minus under root 2 square, which will become 9 minus 2 and is equal to 7. So the required equation is x square minus sx plus p is equal to 0. We can find out the required equation by putting the values of s and p in the formula. So we get x square minus 6x plus 7 is equal to 0, which is the required quadratic equation. So we have the two conditions out of which we were given the first one in question number 1 of exercise 2.5. The roots were given to us and we were supposed to find out the quadratic equation to which the roots belong to. The second condition must be remembered by you, that is, if another quadratic equation is given to us, we can find out the required one by using the coefficients of that particular given quadratic equation in the form of sum of roots and product of roots.